Hello crypto traders, this is Agora at Golden Bulls, here to give you an update on the market, just to give you, maybe an idea of what we might see in the coming days and coming weeks and even coming month. I've heard a lot of people calling for the new bull cycle, that soon we're going to 20K, and I wanted to give maybe a bit more of a realistic, down-to-earth analysis on the recent and new situation. So I'm sure most of you, maybe all of you, have already seen this Wall Street cheat sheet, the psychology of a market. And I want to pay close attention, of course we got to see all of this part in the last few months, but mostly I want to focus here on the bottom. And what's really important here is all of these phases, and especially the last one here. And as you can see, the last one here is disbelief. So we're actually going back up. We're actually here, there's this resistance and we're actually going to new highs. But people are like, yeah, sure, this is, just another fake rally like this one and this one. So I just don't really believe that it's going up. And this disbelief is usually what starts a new cycle in terms of the psychology of people. And at this point, I just see way too much excitement and way too much this is it, and way too many people still ready to buy and still ready to FOMO and getting back into the market, at the snap of a finger. That I just don't think this is it yet. And not just that, also because in terms of the chart, and now we're going to go in the chart and look what has happened in the past. We have first this phase, the panic and heavy selling and capitulation. We might have seen indeed this state of capitulation. Then there's a first rally, and then we go, either we retest around the same levels or we go even lower, and then again a fake rally, and then again even a little bit lower, and then this whole overall phase between anger and depression. And then eventually we'll go back up and there's this disbelief. And I just don't think we've seen most of it yet. And I'm going to show you on the chart what I see in the previous, this is the previous bear cycle, which, by the way, between this top and until the next time we saw this high again, there was actually almost 3 years. You can see here 1,134 days, which is over 3 years. So it took more than 3 years to go back to new highs. And also because of prices getting higher and the market cap getting bigger and the whole sphere maturing, these cycles should start taking a bit longer every time. The previous cycle was smaller and then this one was bigger, and it should get bigger and bigger and longer in terms of time as well. Slower cycles as the markets start maturing. So what happened? We had this obvious support here, and then we broke below, and then this was a new support, and we broke below again. What happened? We broke below, and then we tried to, this is the weekly chart, by the way, and then we tried retesting these levels. We failed. We went even lower, and then we're staying in this range for a while. Some people say that, this is our 3K kind of thing, like 3K was just this, and now we're seeing this fake rally, and we're actually going down to, 2K or 1K. And then we might range in there for a while. I'm not sure about that. I wouldn't bet on 1K or 2K Bitcoin. Of course, I would love it because, I'd happily invest money at these levels. But nonetheless, let's see what actually happened. So we can take here, I'll make here a horizontal line, and you can see that we had, a clear resistance here, and we kept on retesting it, and then eventually we broke above. It was new support, and then eventually we went up. but most of the trading actually was down. What can I want to use here in area? Most of the trading was actually happening down there. Yeah, sorry for the color red. It was just the previous one. Doesn't need to be red, but anyways, um, you can see that most of the ranging was actually happening down there, and occasionally we were breaking above, ranging down there, and then occasionally breaking above. But most of the time was spent below at these levels. Yeah, and then indeed we started going higher. But you can see it was 1, 2, and then third is the lucky one that went above. But so what happened is that you bet a lot of people here were like, wow, this is it. We're just going higher again. And maybe this one again, there was actually even volume rising, and then again it just went down. And I think at least they were holding this same support, which was probably making everyone hope a bit more. But nonetheless, by the time there was this rally here, at the beginning of this rally, people would have this disbelief. Maybe the good and smart investors were starting to get back in, but a lot of people by then were kind of, not even counting on it. And so probably, like you can see, the biggest green candle was actually this last one here. Yeah, so only when we broke above these levels did people start buying again. And so this line here is basically our 6K right now. Yeah, it's not up here. Our 6K is right here. And so now coming, I want to have a look at our current situation, because we're seeing, of course it's not exactly the same, but we're seeing quite a similar pattern. And we had this huge, this whole area here was just, a massive, massive, massive support for so long. And actually this level, this 6K, now that we're below, this has now officially become the strongest resistance level ever on Bitcoin. Yeah, we have never bounced off this. So it was the strongest support for a long time, but now it has become the strongest resistance that we've ever had. This is to say that, I doubt it would just take one attempt to get back above these levels. Yeah, we have, a lot of very strong also moving averages up there. This is kind of a, very difficult area to get past. So what's going to happen most likely is kind of the same scenario, yeah, where we're going to range below here, and I want to put a line down here, because actually this 3 to 4K range is probably where we're going to spend a lot of time, and eventually we'll have breakouts and then coming back down again, and then we have breakouts and coming back down again. I don't know how many times, but most likely this is what will happen. Of course, nothing is guaranteed. Maybe we do break above, and this big surprise for everyone. But I just doubt, this is just going to be, because at this point there's still way too many people ready to buy. And I understand that if we break above 6K, it's just going to be a crazy straight line. And it's just, markets just don't work like that. So I think that at this point, I'll put the daily on, maybe to have a bit more details on there. So I drew two main areas, and we hit the first one already. And now, we're kind of rolling over, and we might do some, either we're going to correct here to the 200 moving average at 4,600 and then potentially see another move up, or we might have some sideways movement and go higher again, or it might just, be a pump and dump kind of thing. But with this kind of huge green candle, I would expect probably at least another move up to go and test these highs. It's the most likely scenario at this point. So we already touched this one. We got a really strong rejection. We had like a $500 drop in price as soon as we hit these levels. And so what's next? Well, the next area, because of the previous support that we had here, the next area is actually between 5,700, or to be precise, 5,750, and 6,000, 6,300, let's say. And actually, it's a bit too high at this point, so it would be more like, it would be more 6,200. Yeah, so between 5.7 and 60, which actually gives us a pretty big range. Personally, I think that 5.7 will just be a huge resistance, but you never know. Maybe it will go higher, maybe we'll go to 6K and a bit above it. But getting past it, I just don't think it's going to happen quite yet. So what I think we're going to see is actually going to be, maybe, let's say something like this here. Yeah, and then eventually we're going to drop down. We might drop down from here, by the way. This is also another option. And then probably, maybe a small bounce. And probably down again. Probably going down to this range. And then whether we go lower or not, I don't know. And then ranging again in this whole area here. And then maybe again here. And so we're probably going to do these kinds of, movements for a while. Until when? Until it's time, until we have actual fundamentals strong enough to drive us into another bull market, until the timing is right in terms of the global economy, until a lot of things actually. So I wouldn't get too excited quite yet, but I mean, this is exciting because, by the way, between 3,000 and 6,000, that's several opportunities to double your money. Again, some people are calling for even lower Bitcoin, and I'd be super stoked if we have another year, another 18 months of this kind of stuff, and we go even lower, because if you get a chance to buy Bitcoin at $2,000 by the time it's back at this resistance here at 4,000, you've already doubled your money. By the time it's at 6,000, you've tripled your money. So either way, it's all great and positive. So this is probably what it's going to do. Yeah, so again, I'm not saying that there are any promises or guarantees. This is not financial advice. I'm just telling you, what I think and what I see and the real probabilities here. So I wouldn't, quite buy into this, everyone hoping on social media that crypto is back, it's bull market time, sell your house and buy at 6,000 kind of thing. So let's see how it's all going to play out in the coming weeks and month. And only time will tell. So this is it for this video. Trade safe. I hope you make good profits, and I will see you soon in another update. Make sure to subscribe and like this video if you want more content like this.